Welcome to the Wellness Lab. I'm your host, Dr. Alok Patel. This is the place where we run through all things health, from big scary health headlines to just simple tools you can use to follow good preventative health. Whatever it is, we got your back. Today, we're gonna be talking about managing those symptoms of anxiety, which a lot of us feel. Now here's the thing, you should not be trying to self-diagnose any mental health condition. You should always know that you're not alone, and if you have any serious questions or concerns, you should chat with a licensed medical health professional. Because here's the thing, worry, stress, panic, all those symptoms can be caused by a range of different conditions. And anxiety and stress can sometimes overlap with one another. A lot of people have been in those situations where you felt sweating, insomnia, and it's hard to shift out what's really happening. But here's how it goes. Anxiety is our body's response to some outside stressor. It's normal to every now and then feel a little bit of anxiety. Now there's a difference, generally speaking, between anxiety and stress. Anxiety is usually persistent, and it can really be debilitating towards your everyday life. And sometimes anxiety will still be around even if the stressor, whatever's really bothering you, disappears. Whereas stress itself is usually caused by an outside factor. Maybe it's an exam you didn't study for, story of my life in college. All these can be stressors. Whereas anxiety can encompass a lot of different conditions, like general anxiety disorder, social phobias, panic disorder. A lot of this can be really confusing and scary. Now, if you really do have concerns, you should go and chat with a licensed medical health professional and somebody about what's going on. In the meantime, it's really important that you follow the good basic tenets of health. You're eating healthy, you're managing your stress, you're sleeping well, you're hydrating, you're doing all of it, and you're relaxing. It's good for all of us to have somewhat of a routine. And this is where I come in to talk to you and divulge my anxiety-busting routine. First up is caffeine-free herbal tea, which has always been my go-to. I go caffeine-free because now is not the time to rev it up, and I go herbal because it just does something. It just kind of neutralizes me. It tells my body like now's the time to chill. And what I usually reach for is chamomile tea. Within my search as a chamomile tea connoisseur, I ran into Harney & Sons. And here is why I stand by Harney & Sons. Because it actually tastes and smells like chamomile. You actually get what they advertise, which is not always the case. So now I'm sipping my tea, chilling out a little bit, and sometimes it's good to snooze. Take a quick nap, 5 minutes of you time. And I am so glad I bought into the hype. Introducing the Luna Adult Weighted Blanket. Now watch my biceps. I don't know if you can catch this over here, camera B. This blanket actually does feel like a bear hug. And the pressure therapy, I totally stand by. Because even right now, me putting this on in a setting where I should not be relaxing, I'm kind of indirectly calming down. And I don't want to take it off for the rest of the production day. And you should pick a weighted blanket that's about 10% of your body weight. I'm obviously a bodybuilder, and I weigh 145 pounds. So this thing's gonna be about 15 pounds for me, and it's perfection. Next up are coloring books. You heard me correctly. At first, I laughed about adult coloring books, and then I stopped because I got addicted to them. One of them is not appropriate for the young kids, but it's Calm the F Down. It's an irreverent adult coloring book. And another one's a cocktail recipe book, but it's also a coloring book. You might be looking at me now and saying, what does this have to do with anything? It's all about focus. It's all about relaxation and taking your mind off of things. Coloring leads to the activation of your parasympathetic nervous system. $1 million word. You have your sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight. You're running away from a saber-toothed tiger. And it's bad for us if you're constantly activating that side. So what we need to learn how to do is rev up our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and our digest part of our body, which is so much better for your health from head to toe. And something as simple as a coloring book can help you get there. Mr. Parrot's gonna throw it back. A little Liberace coat is going on you with the pink. While you're having those days and you're like, I need to reset for 30 minutes, take a moment just to kind of turn everything off in this crazy world we live in. And that today is the chillest episode of Wellness Lab we've ever recorded. And I'm gonna sit back now and dive into a coloring book and ignore you and all the cameras.